Yeah, so we met Shelhee and David a few years ago. My mom wanted to move from New York City to LA, and she started looking online at homes and wanted to tour one in Beverly Hills. And she randomly came across Shelhee and David as one of the listing agents for a place. She met them, loved them immediately, and they hit it off and toured a bunch of homes in Beverly Hills. I actually ended up joining them for their day of touring, so I met them then too. And my mom bought the house and is super happy. And at that time, we actually weren't ready to sell and buy a new home. So it was just great meeting them, and my mom was happy. And then all of a sudden, we were ready. And so we knew exactly who we were going to call when it was time.
And the only thing I'll add there is part of that process was Sada's mother had to go back to New York. So then I helped close the deal on the house. And so getting the general inspectors and all the reports and all of those things completed. So I worked with Shelhee and David quite a bit as getting through that process done, just because I was boots on the ground here in LA. So I think at that point we developed a pretty great relationship, and so we just knew when the time was right for us, there's really nobody else to call.
And what was great about working with Shelhee and David was, even though my mom wasn't here, they could totally manage that. It wasn't a big deal. Everything was a fluid process, and they're great communicators. They know how to get the job done, even if you're out of town. So it worked really well for our unique situation, working with my mom.
Good question. I think it must have been probably 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Fast forward to about the summertime, and we had a townhouse in Hollywood, and we had by that time about a 2.5-year-old, and we knew that we were starting to wanted to have another child. And in a townhouse with the stairs and toddlers and trying to walk and all those things, it just became a lot. And so at that point, we just knew it was time to go to a single family home. And I was thinking the Valley. Sada was saying that's not going to happen. And so we were going back and forth on like, okay, so we started doing our own research a little bit. And at that point, we say, okay, we're getting serious. We made a call and we said, hey, Shelhee and David, it's time. Like, let's start seeing what we can do and start taking a look.
And they also were amazing in helping us sell our home because it was in Hollywood, it was in a unique location, and a unique buyer was going to buy that property because it wasn't a proper single family home. It was probably going to be a young working individual who wanted to live in the city. And they marketed it fantastic. They did, I feel like they really went above and beyond with the aerial footage they took of the home. They brought in an amazing photographer. We didn't need to stage the house, but they really made that property sell quickly, which was great.
Yeah, absolutely. And given my business also, it's big into referrals, and it just helps you grow, right? And so with that, I always try to keep that mindset. And so we were having lunch or dinner with some really good friends, and they were kind of going through that similar tipping point where we were and saying, okay, now's the time, and let's make that decision of starting to take a look and getting serious about it. And ultimately, I think Sana and I both looked at each other at the same time and said, hey, we have the perfect team for you. And when we made the introduction.
Our friends were first-time home buyers, and they were getting really overwhelmed in the Los Angeles market. They felt like they needed a realtor that was going to be strong, sharp, on it, not waste any time, and understand the competitive nature of Los Angeles real estate. And so we knew immediately when they were saying that's what they were looking for, that Shelhee and David were going to be the perfect fit. And not only are they on it, educated, they don't waste time, but they're also fun to work with and easy to get along with and communicative. So we knew that for especially our first-time home buyer friends, they were going to be a great fit.
Well, and for this couple in particular also, they were actually working with another agent, and they were just telling us a little bit of the trials and tribulations that they were having. And, for Sada and I, we didn't have those issues by any means working with Shelhee and David. And so we're like, we got the perfect team for you.
Yep.
For Sada and I, we're also thinking about a second home, investment properties, and these are all conversations that we've been having with Shelhee and David as well. And so they're really helping us navigate that aspect, because it would be a first for us in terms of buying either. So, it's one of those things. It's not just our primary residence. It's also thinking above and beyond that. And they've been really helpful in getting that process started too.
I think what was great about working with Shelhee and David was not only did they have a relationship with my mom, now with us and our friends, but also they're people we want to have a personal relationship with because they're fun and lovely humans and easy to get along with. And we're just really lucky that it wasn't just a business relationship. We got to meet two awesome people.
And actually Shelhee and David came to her mom's birthday, right? So birthday party. So I mean, again, it really is a friendship. And when you spend quite a bit of time with somebody and you're kind of going through, and buying a house is tough, right? And it's challenging, and to have a teammate on your side and a team behind you really helping you through that process is invaluable. And that's really what we were looking for in terms of a relationship with a real estate agent and a team, and Shelhee and David really gave that to us. So
Yep. They were detailed, fun, hardworking, on it. I mean, at points I felt like I was their only client. Like,
yeah,
they always responded if we called. They showed up in person, and you forget how busy they are, but they always make time. So
yeah,
they're great.
that is a wrap. First time, boom, killed it.